for this high school reunion two-parter, did they go back and find because I know you've had younger versions of you guys on the show. Did they go back and do something like that again, or do you not play on that?
No, we didn't do that. We, it's as if you and I were to attend our high school reunion this year. So there's no need to get a young me, unless you flash back to high school memories, but we didn't do that. It's more our characters' expectations of how they're going to be received and then what really happens.
It sounds like a really good opportunity to peer more into these characters' past lives, because we don't really know too much about these guys in high school. I mean, what was Charlie like in high school?
Yeah, there's a real interesting reveal with Mac, which I won't say. You run into some characters that you've heard us talk about before but never met. And there could be some dancing. There could be some dancing because kids in high school dance these days, and let's just say maybe our characters do a little dancing too.
Yes. Now, what is like the best episode of this season that is your favorite that you think is one of the better ones?
Of this season?
Of this season.
I know this sounds like a cliche, but I think so far it's turning out to be my favorite season because consistently all the episodes are really funny, great concepts, and came out well. I love the high school reunion one, but we have much more subtle ones, one where Sweet Tea gets audited, and it's just absolutely hilarious. And, there's a lot to look forward to this year.
And is there any chance it's going to, I know last season there was an episode where Charlie went on a date. Are they going to play any more with the romantic interest in Charlie's life? I know he's been obsessed with a waitress ever since the show started, but what kind of angle are they taking that in this year?
We took it in an interesting direction this year, and there's an interesting interaction that Charlie gets to have with the waitress, which is maybe growth, but staying in the same place, which is what we try and do.
Now, and Guillermo told us, he gave this away, and I don't know if this was a secret, that he's playing a drunken slob who sits in the bar this year. Is that true, or is that something that's coming later?
No, he asked if we ever do future episodes, he wants to do that. And so
he made it sound like
he did. I think he misspoke a little bit. We asked him. I actually asked him if he was ready to do it, but he's busy prepping Pacific Rim, so we couldn't get him this year. But assuming everything works out with the network and we do next season, I'll try and get him on there.
Now, he told me that the reason he hired you for Pacific Rim was because he saw you give a speech in the last season. And do you know what speech that was?
Yeah, it's the opening scene from Charlie Kelly, King of the Rats, and I'm glad he watched it. But he's a big fan of the show. He's seen all the episodes, so fortunately he had me in mind, and that episode helped solidify it.
And what kind of character are you going to be playing in Pacific Rim? Because he's made it sound similar, but it's really different from what you've done before.
Yeah, no, he's more of a quirky. He's like a scientist, and this guy can actually read and write.
He can read his minds? Is that what you said?
No, he can actually read and write, unlike my character on Sunny.
Now, was there ever any conversation with Danny about the fact that Horrible Bosses played so much to throw Mama from the train? Did he ever say anything to you about that, or did he even acknowledge that?
Oh, he did. He loved. There's a shout out to Danny in the movie. And I went to a screening with Danny, and I didn't tell him that was coming, so he was really excited when he heard his name in the film.
Really? No. I want to know. There's the episode you guys have coming up this season about Danny marries a hooker. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about that episode and sort of how that's going to change his character on the show and how that maybe plays into future episodes away from that episode?
Well, let's put it this way. This is sort of a mirroring Pretty Woman. And if you're going to marry a prostitute and try and clean her up, the reality of that story usually doesn't turn out too well. So in typical It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fashion, there's some dark twists and turns, and let's just say it doesn't pan out that great.